Hi there. This is the next video in our buyer series, and I'm going to talk about your loan application and your pre-approval. So your pre-approval, you're going to talk to your lender and they're going to ask you certain information. They're going to ask you like how much you make, do you have any savings, do you have a 401k, do you any other kind of assets that you have. They're going to ask you for paycheck stubs, your last 2 years of taxes plus 2 years of W-2. So you will physically need that W-2 documentation as well. And then you will need 2 to 3 months worth of bank statements for paycheck stubs, all of these things. Some lenders will ask for that during your pre-approval process. That is where you know you have a solid pre-approval. As a realtor, when I have a buyer that comes to me and they have a pre-approval letter that I know is from a lender that has asked for all this information, that's great. Because when you don't have that and you have a lender that actually just asks a person this information and doesn't look at the documentation, sometimes that causes a pre-approval letter to not actually be valid. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. Then you go, so let's say you're great, you got a pre-approval, you now found a house. So your next step in that process is going to be your application. So if your lender didn't originally ask for all that documentation I just talked about, they're going to ask for it now. And remember, since the 2008 housing fallout, what I tell all my clients is you're going to have to give a lot of documentation and you're going to have to keep giving it. It's probably one of the most stressful parts about buying a home is getting all the documentation to the lender. So your application process, you're going to need probably money for an appraisal. Some banks charge for the actual application itself. And then you're going to have to provide all of that documentation. And at that point, the lender should give you some numbers. They're going to give you a loan estimate, and they'll give you options with interest rates and other things. So we'll talk about that a little bit more at a later date, but that's kind of your first step after you purchase a home is your loan application. I hope this helps. Look forward to next week, and we'll talk a little bit more about the next step in the home buying process. Have a great day.